You guys haven't dropped many sets this year. You dropped the second set, and you guys have probably been playing same kind of volleyball that you've been beating teams on the road, sweeping them in 3 sets, playing that level. But did you feel like against this BYU team, you guys had to even maybe step it up even another notch after that second set?
Yeah, definitely. They played really, really good in the second set. So that was a tight set. We made a little bit of mistake in the beginning. We're down like 4 or 5 at the beginning, and I think that's why we lost that second set. So in the locker room, we just talked about what can be better and how we can win that third and fourth set to win that game.
I've noticed the last few weeks, you guys have been really balanced on offense. You look tonight, you, Adrian, I know all had a similar amount of kills, similar amount of attempts. And I know I talked to Trent about it, and he said, well, it kind of depends on the matchups, and sometimes you want to ride the hot hand. But just do you feel like there's an advantage to you guys when you guys are as balanced as you've been on offense?
Oh, definitely, because people don't know where the ball will go. And tonight, everyone was really efficient. So they didn't know if that will be a go ball, a pick, or a red, or even Trent can dump the ball. So I think more spread out the offense is better it is for us because it's 1 blocker or 2 blocker maximum. So it's always really nice.
Charlie, you guys haven't dropped many sets this year. What do you think of the way they bounced back after the second?
Yeah, like I said, we've been playing at a pretty high level for a while here. And look, losing sets is almost to be expected when you're playing against good teams. When we've played a handful of good teams, I think it's only the 6th set loss of the year, which is kind of impressive. And I think every set we've lost has been deuce. So we've been in all of them, haven't really let anything get away from us yet. Yeah, we gave up some straight aces there in that second set. We hit over 500. We hit like 540 and lost that set. That's men's volleyball. But like you said, coming in to the weekend, we've been playing at a pretty high level here for a few weeks, and took a little while to get back on track. But at the end, we're kind of right back to where the numbers we've been putting up for the last month or so. So it was a good sign. The Adrian and Kainoa both kind of started slow. But both finished, double-digit kills, and Adrian hits 500. So nice to see that over time they got out and we got a little better rhythm offensively. And then the numbers I'm most happy with is continuing to see the progress from the service line. We're putting the ball in play at a pretty good clip and putting pressure on the other side. That's always a good sign for us.
And then just one more for me, putting in Ofek in the third set. What were you kind of looking for there, and just kind of how did he respond coming out the last 2 sets?
Yeah, I mean, I just, obviously I've seen him play a lot, and I thought that their kind of style and how we weren't really touching much in the middle. They were running the middle a fair amount and scoring, and Ofek just kind of that high energy guy, always gives you a lift, does a lot of things that never show up in the stats, just kind of volley plays. You see him either behind the block or taking a second ball. I think he had a few of those in the couple sets that he was in there. Reliable server, can touch a lot of balls on the block, and thought it was a good spot for him to come in, and he absolutely delivered.
Kind of a layup question for Louis and Quintin. What was it like being back home? It's been a while since you guys been in the stand with the home fans. So what was that like, just being back here?
It was great. Stand Turf is the best gym you can play in America, definitely. And playing here as an Hawaiian team is even better. So no, actually have so much fun. Thank you all the fans for coming. The attendance was pretty crazy. That's a last-minute game too. So really, we're happy to be here.
Yeah, I think there's just a level of comfort that we have on this court. Even after losing that second set, we can go back, come back out, see all of our fans, and just reset and know that we can win.
Quinn, to follow that up for you, man, in your first season on the team, have you attained that personal level of comfort, playing here now that you're about halfway through the season?
Yeah, absolutely. I think having that heavy schedule in January where we had back-to-back games at home, I think that really helped me get comfortable. And then going to travel and seeing how the gyms are and seeing how we can compete as well on the road, and then coming back, you still have that comfort here.
What was it like coming from Canada, right, to play in the States at a program like this and making that transition?
Yeah, I mean, it's been incredible just being in the gym with these guys and playing such a high level with so much talent and so much depth has just been an incredible feeling.
Louis, could you talk to us about you and Kainoa? You both had some solo runs as well. Just what's the kind of conversations between you two when you're on the floor during?
A bunch of different little details, because when he's up, I'm up too, and when he's back, I'm back. So we talk about defense, what we want to do if Tread's blocked the line where I want him to go, and I will cover him for something else. And when he's up, we're mostly talking about blocking, what he's blocking, where I should go, because we know BYU have tendencies. So if they're doing this, I probably need to do that. And I also tell him just to smile because sometimes he put a lot of pressure on himself. And I think when he's just happy to be there, and he's a great volleyball player, so when you don't have pressure, he's probably the best.
For a coach, what's it been like having Quintin come in as libero this year, and what he's done for you guys so far?
Yeah, I mean it's been huge, really. You don't often graduate a All-American and then grab one just to replace him with. So I think the same stuff with the middles that we brought in. That's really the only spot that left was a middle spot, and we brought a couple in that can help at a high level. So Quintin can play the game at a pretty, elite level. What we've seen, he on the national team, they made him the captain, which is virtually unheard of at that position. Liberos don't begin. It just means that he's got a lot of credibility among the coaches and the team, and they respect him a lot. So, been a great addition for us.
What was it like getting that dig kill? I think Tread kind of faked him out a little bit on that one.
Yeah, I mean, we don't practice it at all, but Charlie Wade always tells me to set the setter, right? You have a big 6'11" setter at the net, so he was wanting to give him an opportunity to be offensive, and whether that means dropping his hands for the kill, I'll take it.
Louis, you had a wild play tonight too, kind of behind the head thing. Are those things that are pre-planned at all, or is that
No.
just a flow of the moment?
That's just a flow of the moment. And every time I do it, I know.
Louis.
Yeah, I know. We don't even practice that really. Just like at the moment, that's the only thing I can find to score. So I try. And I know Charlie don't like that. So I better score when I do that, or I'm in trouble after that.
Quintin, what's it like seeing, because I mean this team is filled with guys who do things what it seems like every single night that you don't normally see on a volleyball court. What's it like being a teammate, guys?
Yeah, I mean, this team has a number of elite level athletes that can really do whatever they want when they get in the air, right? And just seeing these crazy plays, seeing it all unfold, it's just amazing to watch, honestly.
Coach, it seemed like blocking really picked up in the second half tonight. What did you tell the team after set 2 to kind of adjust and get them in position?
Yeah, actually, the first set was pretty good. We had 3.5 after 1 and 3.5 after 2. But this just a little more disciplined. You kind of get a little more organized and get your hands over the net and be in a good position. And they're a good team at hitting the ball off the block. So sometimes it gets a little frustrating where you're going thinking, and they're gonna kind of bang it off the edges of the block and stuff. It's clearly something they work on and are really good at. So teams like that, you're not going to get a lot of blocks, and it's really not the number of actual blocks, it's the touches. Just be in a good position, get a touch, start the rally. We know we got guys that can end rallies. We need to start more.
I got one more. I hate to belabor this balance on offensive point, but do you notice at all, because it feels like the efficiency is picked up with Kainoa in there, and obviously he's been really good. But does Tread set any different, have you noticed, between Christian being on the floor and Kainoa being on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a little something to that. He's pretty, Christian is high volume attacker, right? He is you get to set him a lot. He's going to score a lot. He'll make a few more errors, but that is your kind of classic high volume attacker. And with Kainoa on the floor, I think Tread is, and it's kind of evolving with his game, like what's available. Like tonight, we thought there were some blocking matchups we could take advantage of. So Tread's like setting the scouting report a little more rather than just, setting one guy that hits the ball harder than most humans.